everyone. This is Revolution Talk. My name is Zeta Seti. We are here in Las Vegas at MJUnpacked, and I'm here with James McHugh. Califari, how you doing?
I'm doing great. Nice
Great,
to meet you, man.
So tell me about Califari and what you guys do.
Well, we're the #1 cannabis art brand in the world.
Wow.
I don't think anyone can touch us, at least not that I've seen. But we launched in 2015 as a lifestyle brand, and then quickly launched a line of cannabis strain art. And that's been a hit for us. Like our original joke is that we have cannabis strains that can cross borders legally in the shape of poster art, which we've been distributing to all 50 states for about 5 years now. But we also have a cannabis line in California that's like flower and pre-rolls, and a distro. We've just acquired a few brands, and that distro is brand new. So we're really excited about that, and continue our cannabis line in California. The reason we're at MJUnpacked is we're celebrating our first bag collaboration with Rev Brands and a brand called Chosen One for the Massachusetts market, where we're going to be creating an incredible line of art packaging. And then we're also here to launch our strain art benefit calendar, and we partnered with Last Prisoner Project to raise money for their charity, and we have this beautiful calendar that we're pimping out here for the very first time.
And for a great cause too. I love Last Prisoner Project. All these guys are doing a great job for the right economy and the right community. But coming back to the artwork, so how many different types of artwork do you have? Is it like tens of thousands? Is it in multiple different states? Is it all across the world? Just break it down for us.
Sure. Well, so we're up to about 70 pieces of original strain art dedicated to famous strains and up-and-coming new strains. We have a global artist network that's got 30 artists from 10 different countries. Our viewpoint is that there's not one type of cannabis lover, right? And then with legalization, you're seeing everybody come out of the woodwork. So we're trying to create art that sort of is appealing to a cross-section of diverse cannabis lovers. So, and that's why we have 30 artists in our network, and already adding artists to kind of bring more viewpoints and more visuals to cannabis. So it's our mission to basically discover the personality and look and feel for every cannabis strain we can through art. So it's an impossible mission because there's too many cannabis strains being bred every year. But we're tracking the genetics. Like, we're from California, and so we know that a lot of our most famous, powerful strains are coming from the Emerald Triangle. So we're always tracking those genetics. And we were like ahead of the curve on Do-Si-Do being named as the strain of the year last year, and others like that. So we feel like we know the genetics that are going to hit and become nationally famous. So
now, trying to visualize. So is it like the art looks like the plant, or is it like just a?
Well, it's, you'll have to see it, obviously.
Yeah, of course.
But, like, say, Sour Diesel, it's one of our most famous pieces. And it's got a big lemon farmer who's sweating in the
that's what I'm trying to get. Yeah.
So it's like, we've seen so much cannabis art that's just a big pot leaf.
Of course.
And so when we launched our poster line, the rule we made is we can't use any pot leaves in it, because it's like trying to describe the thing with the thing. We want to show you what ice cream cake looks like as a visual, or Northern Lights as a visual, or Pineapple Express. Like, what does that look like as art? And so we've gone down that road, and so we're really pairing the artist with the strain that we think will realize that vision the best.
And do growers, I would imagine a lot of growers and cultivators come to you to do that breeding and branding, so to speak, right? Where it's like, okay, can you do like your artwork for my new strain that comes out? Is that a program that you guys got going on currently right now?
That definitely is, yeah. And so, so we started just branding with our own name and stuff, but now we're here because we're really collaborating with other brands and definitely with cultivators. We're just about to launch this poster for a strain called Lance, which is a cross of Runts and Green Lantern, which is my personal favorite strain. But it's with Ridgeline Farms, which is one of the most famous farms from Humboldt. So we have a co-branded Lance poster. It's beautiful. We're launching it now.
That's awesome.
So we're hoping to turn that into packaging, and so yeah. In a word, yes.
Right, so let's talk about that.
Collaborate with different entities of all kinds.
Okay, so let's talk about it a little bit. So turning it into packaging. What are the compliance details if it turns into packaging and it's sold in a retail dispensary with this artwork? Because there's some compliance details where it can't be depictions of cartoons or images that attract children.
Sure.
Tell us a bit about how your company follows those principles of guidelines.
Really, like, we're just using our best judgments, and there's been certain places where like, we're judging ourselves on whether that art appeals to children, and I study every piece of cannabis packaging I see, and I take pictures of it, and I can tell you what is appealing to kids and what's not.
Sure,
you know?
sure.
And it's basically like the level of detail in the art. Like there's certain styles, and in California, the DCC loves our art, and
that's good.
And they actually collected it and put it up in their office. That was nice, and now we're going to other states, and we just got approved in Massachusetts. But different states have different rules, and so I think I think probably some states wouldn't accept some of our art as packaging for edibles. And some states would, but we haven't had any problem with flower. And we've been paying attention to that.
That is awesome. I'm glad I asked that question because it helps other folks that are maybe watching this to understand that you need to be able to submit it, you need to be able to get it approved, right, to make sure that it can pass for compliance details, but it doesn't. Every state's different, so that's really important. So are you guys like putting your artwork in like consumption lounge? I mean, here in Vegas, you're going to do these consumption lounges. Any work there? Anything there?
To put our art in the consumption lounge is a huge goal. And actually, I was looking into consumption lounges in Nevada. I haven't found the perfect partner, so I'm definitely looking for that. And like that's when dispensaries first opened up, they all looked like you were walking into like a jail or something like that, or somebody's dank basement where and it's just like a little bit scary. And so we created our art line to make brighter, happier cannabis experiences at dispensaries, and so and now consumption lounges. So we create these large canvases that often live in dispensaries where we have our flower line, and then our posters are in like the back room of every other dispensary in California now.
Right, that's awesome.
So we're creating art just for those places, and it's really worked out nicely. And it's very rewarding to see our stuff up in so many spots.
Right, so speaking of stuff up, I mean, obviously the world of art has evolved considerably, and now we're looking at things like non-fungible tokens and NFTs, and some places I've gone into where I've seen like a almost digital billboard of art. Is Califari moving into that direction in any capacity? And tell us like what the plans are for that.
So when NFTs became a thing last year, we definitely got swept. So start. Keep going.
Here live at MJUnpacked.
Production.
Okay.
So when NFTs became a thing last year, we kind of jumped right on the bandwagon and created an NFT benefit program for Last Prisoner Project, and we dropped 5 animated NFTs on 4/20/2021, and we sold all those, and it was great. And then we studied the world of NFTs in a deep dive. We made them, and then we were like, okay, what did we just do? And then we got a deeper understanding of what NFTs are all about. And it's really interesting, and we're excited about it, but we're sort of waiting on what we do next with NFTs. We have financing to do a whole program, but I'm waiting for a physical lounge where I can create an immersive cannabis experience. Because if we're going to be selling these NFTs, people want them to have a level of functionality to them and community, and I didn't want to just offer that on a digital level. I wanted it to be a place where you could actually go. And so I'm looking for that piece right now. And we have this robust program that's financed by Merida Capital. We're just sitting on and waiting for the right partners to
we should talk about that. It's interesting that we're talking about this because one of the challenges I've seen with NFTs is people like going on to OpenSea or whatever and taking a screenshot, changing the colors of it, and then re-registering it and taking in the copyright. Is there anything you guys have in protections in terms of your artwork, and how have you seen any of that level of?
Well, I mean, the NFTs that we have dropped so far, we've basically taken our still artwork and added a level of animation to them to make them truly unique, and so they're less rip-offable. But I mean, that is an issue, and there's like these things, rug pulls, which we saw happen all last year, and it was a concern of mine, and that's kind of why I shied away from it for a little while. Also, because it was a huge time suck, and if I wasn't going to be able to stick the landing exactly how I wanted to, I decided I'd rather hold off and wait till I had the right team and partners in place. Because it's a really exciting world, but there's a lot of downfalls and a lot of ways that you can kind of get sort of suckered, and we're worried about
it seems like your artwork is very, I would say, like sort of legacy artwork in a way, you know what I mean, to where it's very special artwork, and you guys have plans on like doing any type of community engagement around that artwork in terms of ownership, meaning that maybe you could tokenize the artwork in a way where you can separate, multiple people can have ownership of the same type of artwork if it's...
I mean, look, We haven't been able to go there yet because we've copyrighted all our artwork and we're actively licensing it to other companies. So it'd be hard for us to do that tokenized thing unless it was artwork made just for that.
Yeah.
And we were using the body of our artwork, which we're already using to build community and collaborate and take our brand out of state.
Right.
And that's working really well. I mean, right now we're launching the Last Prisoner Project calendar, which is using the same art we use for NFT, but now we're using a physical calendar that can sit in your office and you can enjoy it every day. Where an NFT you're only enjoying on your screen, or unless you have the digital screen.
Right.
And so with the lounge, you could have screens up where you could basically have an NFT gallery. So if I can create an NFT gallery, that's when I want to do an NFT campaign.
Yes.
When I can tie those together, the digital world tying together with the physical world.
Yes, of course.
That's what I'm excited about.
That sounds really exciting. I've seen some of those immersive experiences for sure around this, and there's a lot of incorporation into that. And so, I mean, so does that look like the future of Califari in terms of that direction, in terms of your artwork?
In terms of the NFTs, we're waiting for the digital gallery consumption lounge model to drop into.
That is amazing. Amazing.
Yeah, and maybe it'll be in New York. You know, it could be in Vegas. We were looking in Vegas. We have some leads in New York.
Okay.
And so we want to make it happen. It's just it's not a matter of if, just when and how.
Right. Well, Jason, thank you so much for being on the show.
Thank you.
Jason Hughes, Califari, thank you so much.
Thank you.
Awesome.